Alright. Oh, real quick, I'm going to make this a little less on the volume. But we are live with another episode of Deep Fry. And of course, I am the host, Fry, joined again with Mr. Rich Kiefer.
Hey, how you doing?
So, today we are going to talk about Terminator. The whole franchise in depth, some crazy theories that I have, and everything else.
Let's do this.
We're going deep. Let me get the chat up real quick, just to be sure.
Let's not get fucking real quick.
No, not that. I want the chat. What are you doing to me? What are you doing? Ah! The chat does not want to cooperate. There we go. Okay. We are good. So, we're going to be playing Terminator Dawn of Fate, as you can see. This takes place, well, in an ideal situation, this game takes place before the first movie. However, in my weird timeline, this game actually takes place before the Terminator 2 timeline. This takes place after Terminator 1 has happened and continues. And this is
theory.
Yeah. This is not the original timeline still. Okay. We'll get into that. But let's begin. We're gonna watch the opening cutscene.
This?
No. We'll get you started and we'll watch the opening cutscene and then we'll get into it. So hopefully it kept the save data. We don't have a memory card in here because I didn't bother wasting the time. You gotta go down to delete. You gotta delete first.
Oh, God, this is old school. So I don't even say anything. This is PS2. This is not like Nintendo or.
And this is PS2 up-res to 720, which cost me a whopping $25.
I'd like to continue.
Hey, you can't say it. Would you like to continue? Yeah, you gotta go over.
Yes, I'd like to continue.
Check settings real quick, just to make sure the brightness kept. Okay.
Put it up.
Put it up so it's equal with everything.
There we go.
Yeah, and then accept. You just have to hit X. It'll take it. So I'll leave. Well, yeah, you probably don't need training. You have to earn medals for cheats in this game, and most of the cheats aren't actually good cheats. That's just like
big head mode. And
well, it's like, oh, you can play the whole game as John, or play the whole game as Perry, or the whole game as Arnold. It's like it's not a cheat. Or there is an all weapons. Yeah, there's an all weapons code, but there's not like invincibility.
But see, at least they give you that option. Nowadays, they'd be like 99 cents, please.
Yeah. Yep. All right, let's begin.
Media.
It's up to you.
Brave introduction. Yes.
And this was back when you had to earn the hard difficulty.
Mm-hmm. You gotta go normal first and then go through hard.
Also, I love the loading screen. It's just his
eyes get bigger.
Irises. Yeah. I thought this game was the shit when it came out. Because this game came out before T3.
Yeah.
Like this was the first modern Terminator game.
Good modern Terminator game.
Because the last Terminator game before this was actually developed by Bethesda. It was Skynet. It was the Skynet first person.
After 30 years of fighting the machines, humans have barely escaped extinction. Every year, Skynet unleashes new war machines against us, each one designed for a single purpose: to wipe us out. Every year, we continue to defy it by fighting back and striving to live another day. Some look on me as a messiah.
Arnold even mentions
John
that in the
Connor,
second movie.
the warrior prophet come to lead humanity to victory. If they only knew what I knew.
See,
In less than a week, Skynet will activate its latest invention, a time machine. It will send an infiltrator back to 1984 to kill my mother. Skynet hopes Sarah Connor's death will prevent my birth and rewrite history, so I'll never lead the human resistance
If I
against the
could have found
machine's
a
rule.
memory card, I have it.
What Skynet doesn't know is that I'm ready to counter its plan.
I played this game.
My TechCom forces are assembling to attack its home base at NORAD. buried deep within Cheyenne Mountain, Colorado. If we strike with speed and strength, we'll destroy the facility before our enemy
which
has
is
a
fun
chance to
because
assault
the
our
next game
past
after this
in
was
order to attack
Terminator
our
3,
future.
which was all first person.
Yeah.
If we're too late to stop
Redemption?
Skynet,
Yeah,
I
Redemption.
have a
Yeah,
backup
because
plan.
no one liked the
A man
Terminator 3
named
movie or the
Kyle
game,
Reese.
which is a shame because the game was actually pretty fun. It switched between first person and then anytime
Driving.
Well, yeah, there were the driving sections, and then anytime you had to fight the TX, it went into like a more combat fight.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was kind of fun.
It's like three different types of gameplay with thirds.
Oh, this man watching this opening cutscene back in the day. This made me so happy. Oh yeah, it's weird. It's like it's getting kind of clean reviews from critics. Fans of Terminator absolutely love it. And I actually did watch about an hour of this because I was like, maybe I should throw a wrench into it.
I see some critics because what game I like that was licensed. Everyone hated critics and most people. I enjoyed it.
We're really getting
know you
pounded out
enjoy
there,
it.
General Connor.
We'll
You
get
found
you
a
back into the
physical
fight,
copy.
Captain Perry. But first, you should see what
Rambo.
Haven sent us.
Oh yeah, and you
I
know,
love Rambo.
well, you know what's funny?
Skynet's
It's the
newest
same company.
infiltration unit
Yes,
exactly
the same
mimics
company
a
that did
human's
Rambo did
appearance.
Terminator.
Yes.
And that's why people were
These
worried
images
about
were
it.
recovered from the security system
See,
at
I
Oregon
wouldn't have
base.
been worried. If it was cheesy, I would have enjoyed it just as much.
Well, people said it's like, oh, it's an upgrade because it's not
You
on
can
rails.
see that the
But
forward
to me,
guards
Rambo
are
being an
unaware
on-rails
that the
arcade shooter
infiltrator
made
has
sense.
slipped
Yeah, I
past
loved
them.
it. The audio was
He's already
shit, but
positioned
Yeah.
deep inside
also, so
their
what they're
facility.
showing right now
At that point, it
is
begins
apparently
systematically killing
a
everyone in its path.
flashback from the first movie. It's the Terminator that broke in and
Yeah.
shot everybody. That's what it's supposed to be.
Double security. We can't afford a major breach this close to our Colorado offensive.
Yeah.
Is this an Arnold Terminator?
The unlike or the unlicensed
Unlicensed likeness, yeah.
or
Never got over losing his
non-likeness
older brother,
because
Gabriel.
they couldn't afford
None of us did.
Arnold's.
Leaving wounded
Face
soldiers
or,
behind is against our nature.
Michael
But we could
Bean's
see that
face.
Skynet
Oh,
was
jeez.
prepared to
Which is why,
ambush our
but Michael
extraction
or
teams.
Kyle Reese
Everyone
kinda
understands
looks
that the
like Kyle.
needs
A
of the
little bit.
living outweigh the needs for the
Arnold,
dying.
not so much. 'cause he's
Everybody
about
but
to walk
Stone.
into it.
He's just been blinded by grief.
Grief is a fool's game. Stone better not let his
Here he is.
emotions compromise this mission.
Got the haircut.
He looks great, except for it's evil Arnold. It's mirror universe
Oh
Arnold.
my goodness.
That's honestly, if they'd just taken off the goatee, I don't think anyone would have cared. But
Yeah.
they threw the goatee on just to make sure they didn't get sued, which is hilarious.
It kind of does look like him though.
The only time it doesn't make sense is at the very end because it's the same model that gets thrown back. in time.
Yeah. John Connor.
Well, he looks like he did. And that's apparently, I didn't know this. More actors have played John Connor than like
That's probably
like Darth Vader.
practically every movie.
Yeah, because there's always like a kid version. There's like the baby version, the kid version,
Adult version.
There's multiple adult versions.
Not all the one times.
No one has ever reprised a role as John Connor.
Yep. At least with James Bond, they at least squeeze at least a few movies out of him. Except for Timothy Dalton.
Well, you
And
got
George.
to.
Oh no, George Lazenby.
George
was
Lazenby
the
was
one.
And he wanted to come back, but everyone hated that movie, which is a shame because, in hindsight, that's one of my favorite Bond movies. It's a really good movie. It's just he's a very weird Bond, but that movie has a lot of heart. We should do Bond coming up.
Yes. Because there's a lot of good Bond games. I don't care what anybody says. I enjoyed most of them.
There's not a Bond game I really hate.
Yeah. I pegged the T-800.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Looks like
is
the
a
same
little bit
model
rough
that hit Oregon.
nowadays, but I
Yeah.
still play the shit out of
I think it's one. I mean, gotta give us
What about the battle plans?
All right.
We can't let Skynet
So
get him.
we're gonna start getting into some weird shit, random facts of Terminator, and we're gonna get into it. I want to start off with my original timeline discussion. Yeah, so this plays a lot like
Okay, so we stick with
R1 will lock on to things. So your first mission is you have to blow up those servers over there. You can see it on the map.
So he can hit.
Triangle is your action. So you gotta lock on, blow up some servers. R1 locks on. So, my theory, and it's actually a fairly common theory, which is kind of stupid. Because you don't have to pause.
And she wastes all your ammo. I see.
So, a lot of people share, like, my share my theory, but it's still like not as common.
Widely recognized. Yeah.
So if you walk up to people and try, maybe not.
I'll get Connor out. You cover my rear.
Can do. I'll shoot anything that moves.
It's Devil May Cry. Yeah.
I like that.
So, my theory is we've never seen the original time.
You take point, Reese.
The
We need to get out of here before
timeline
Skynet brings in the heavy guns.
Not have any
Roger that, General Connor.
time manipulation.
You think the infiltrator was the start of a
True.
full-on assault?
So the
No doubt.
original timeline
The fight has migrated
would be
this way. It's above
Kyle
us
Reese
now and will descend on
is
us in a
not
matter of minutes.
John's original father. He is only the father of one. The original.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. What? So, my theory is that the guy that Sarah is dating in the first movie, because she's like,
Messed
"Oh, I'm
up.
gonna go out dating," and then he
Took some
calls
shrap
off,
in
like,
the arm.
"Oh, I'm
Feels so
supposed
damn
to be
stupid.
my own man or whatever."
It's okay, soldier.
I think
It was
she's
an
like,
aerial.
really
We took it down with a rocket.
struck or whatever.
Just
He's
lie
dating
back
him,
and
even
wait
though
for the
he's
medic.
stronger. I think
Here,
that's John's original
take
father.
this. I got my
Because
throwing
John
arm.
would still have to be born. We gotta still backfire. No one ever takes out the trash out there. Yeah.
Stay behind me. Looks like we gotta kill them all.
John would have to be born around the same time. So she had to get boned by someone pretty close to that original 84 timeline, because John's supposed to be born in 85. So it has to be that guy. Either that, or if she got spurned and still went to the Technoir Club, or yeah, maybe she went to the Technoir Club and had a one-night stand. Don't know, but Kyle Reese is not the father.
My buddies were trapped in the barracks when everything collapsed.
Can we reach them before the
So,
endos break
This
through?
mystery guy, whether
Yeah,
it's
take
guy
my
she's
canister
on a
bomb.
date with or some other person, it's real.
And to me, similar to the James Bond theory, that's why I can write off that it's a different actor.
Looks like
in
it's
every
blocked,
movie, 'cause
Reese.
The timeline's always kind of changing.
It's changing so things after the
Because, normally the person should always be the same, but, Kyle Reese changes and all that. So different environmental factors, maybe different genetics, Kyle's level. It's all
That's how many
those I think are 500, 600, maybe they're 400. They're a different older model than what they show in Salvation.
Well, they set up a biofilter to pin us in.
little
Because
disconnect.
Advanced
Salvation, I
tactics.
think they're 600.
Normally we only see that kind of hardware in their internment camps and heavy
So
bases.
these might be 4.
Skynet
Because
must
the
have
five-
planned this intent well.
The 500s,
This
when they
was
show
just
up,
an
they look
advance force.
closer to a normal Terminator.
More.
Yeah.
And then when the 800s show up, that's when shit's going down.
Alright, where are these bombs at?
Yeah, you'll find them. They're in the
Well, they set up a biofilter to pin us in.
Advanced tactics. Normally we only see that kind of hardware in their internment camps and
My theory is that in the original 100% timeline, everything flows. Sarah doesn't get attacked. I think there's some points back there, upgrade points. Yeah, that's what that box is. We're going to try and find as many of those as we can.
Skynet's everywhere. I didn't know there were so many of them.
Oh God!
Shotgun. You switch to
L2. You hold L2. Shotgun, I will say, is only good for the what's that show? When the guy starts talking about what does he say? He's like flying hubcaps or whatever. That's when he would come on. So I wouldn't use that just yet. I'd switch back to your pistols. So now you have to so yeah, their lives would go completely normal. Miles actually, it's even possible that Miles Dyson isn't the original creator.
We're near the forward guard post.
According
I'll go on to see if I
Kyle
can help
Reese,
secure the front doors.
Skynet was created.
That's where those Endos must have come through.
It was a military project.
Yeah.
Very similar to Terminator 3. So I think. Where is this?
I can't hold the babies back any longer.
sweet.
And it does overheat. Yeah, the control version. Save that game for the But so I say the original stuff is more similar to it's only when there's time manipulation that's I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think he was involved because, you know, he was a computer scientist, but Cyberdyne's system wasn't military. Who knows? I could be wrong. So I've got my little handy dandy timeline chart here hooked up. So
Where's the timelines?
and even this is the best timeline that imagined, I think, but it's still off. And I will say this for anyone watching past, this does not include Sarah Connor Chronicles because I don't know how to fit that shit into the timeline. That's just that fucking.
Yeah.
There's so much weird time travel and extra characters in that. Like Skynet forces not obeying Skynet. Oh my god, that's a bonkers ass show. It's good, but it's fucking bonkers.
Task complete. Check in. Check in.
Oh,
Get moving. This won't slow him for long.
So, in what I'm calling Timeline 2,
We
that
gotta
is
keep
Terminator.
moving, but we can't let those Endos keep getting behind us.
So
we gotta
the
shut
normal
them down.
the normal timeline
There are two
flows
fuel tanks
just
down the hall. Find some C4 and blow them.
They
I'll
get
cover
to
you from the other end.
They're destroying Skynet, and they're basically about to win. Fuck this. We're gonna send some people. We're gonna send a Terminator back in time. Hence the first movie. First movie plays out. In my estimation, there was no Terminator 2. Because Skynet it's like a computer, it's also like a person. You need data. Why would you just constantly keep sending Terminators to the past until you have some sort of data to collect? You need to know whether you succeed or fail.
Right.
And because of how the time travel stuff works, yeah, he's got good out in the hallway below the canisters. So this is a little tricky. Don't go back because we're doing some points. Right toward the camera. So after you kill these guys, because this is kind of alright, so okay, now switch to your C4. If you don't know this, you will run around and go all the way down. And then plant one right there. Now go to John, The first time you play this game, that is confusing. It's like, hey, blow up the tunnel. Well, how the fuck do you do that?
Yeah.
I thought, to me, C4 was a action item, not an actual weapon selection. So the first time, even yesterday, playing it again, I was like, oh, well, I didn't realize, that's what I had to do, because it's been so long.
I can...
Just until you get the cheat for it, which is fun. It's fun playing.
Line it up, people. Watch your formation.
So, okay, where was it? Terminator 1 happens. Skynet needs data. And because of how the time travel stuff in Terminator works, it's not instantaneous.
Keep moving. We're halfway to the
transition.
evac point.
Like the future always seems like it will get there, but you see it in Genesis. They send Arnold back, but it takes them like a couple hours to reprogram the machine and send Kyle. If time travel effects were instantaneous, then they wouldn't be able to send Kyle back.
True.
So Skynet needs to wait for data.
Gotta waste the fakies.
This is where you use the trick.
Shoot them! Shoot them all!
No.
Yeah, in Salvation, there's HKs that look like that.
The game got something before the movie.
I'd keep them.
Shoot them! Shoot them all!
Shoot them!
This is about as far as I got yesterday. Okay, I don't want to spoil it for myself again. So, otherwise, I would have played it yesterday. But so my theory is that Skynet needs to see it work. So it sends the original evil arm back to 1980.
It makes sense though.
Fails, and then it has to come up with a new plan. Well,
we're on a mission.
Okay,
Let's
so
roll.
if you need help, you have to do it with your inventory. And you just select it and it automatically heals.
Cool.
So, in my estimation, the T-1000 didn't exist
We're on a
in the
mission.
original time.
Let's roll.
Otherwise, they would. Why would you send back a T-800 if you could send back a T-1000 the first time?
Right.
It's gotten data either through like some of the police files or whatever. Okay, the T-800 failed.
There's a lot of
killed a whole bunch
civilians
of
in this
people, but
old
it still
hotel
failed its
basement.
mission.
They're just
And
looking
now
for
that
shelter.
that Cyberdyne
Shelters in
Systems
short
has the
supply.
arm and the chip and everything that we see in T2, the events of T2 don't happen. It just life continues on. Sarah is traumatized, and I think in the
Hold
what I
up a
would call
second, Reese. I'm
timeline
getting a message over comm.
2, the
What's up?
T1
Our
timeline.
troops in the
going
lobby
forward.
say they're getting hit pretty hard.
Like we see
Power
in
is
T2,
out.
she's
It's
locked
dark.
up. She's
They
in a
can't see anything.
mental institution.
Windows can see in the
John
dark.
is raised
They're
by
getting
foster
routed.
parents.
There's a power room ahead. Let's kick the generator
Life
back on.
continues until the war. She dies because she's locked up. Skynet now has this data from Cyberdyne Systems from the previous model going, okay, this is how we failed. We need to start production earlier. So that's why you start seeing...
Get the power on.
Like
We gotta keep moving.
T2, there's that opening Future War credits or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a shit ton more T-800s walking the fields. Now, granted that in normal real-world mechanics, you still got a flashy. Oh yeah, it is up on the number. Sorry. In real world, they did that just because James Cameron had more money at the time.
Yeah, a budget this time.
Maybe it is down. Yeah, because you gotta get to your flashy.
Yeah, let's put it down there.
You gotta come back this way.
Oh.
Over on the right. But I mean, the real world answer is Cameron had more time and money and less and shit ton of Terminators. The in-universe answer. That's the door. It's one of the other switches on the sides.
Okay, yeah, that powers it down. Do we put the switch key? Oh!
Oh, no, you have to do it.
It's a pattern. Nope.
Oh, I think you have to wait till it stops flashing.
Oh.
So turn that right one off. Okay. Or now turn one on, wait for it to flash.
Go to solid green. Yep. Faster. Stop.
So I guess at the end of the original timeline, or not the original timeline, the T1 timeline, Skynet now realizes from its previous failure, okay, I've got to start production earlier on these advanced models. But because the T-800 has records of those units, it can now skip like some of these shittier units. This
goes straight to them.
But this takes place at the end of the T1 time.
Okay.
So this is the future. John knows what's coming.
So
Take out those fakers.
Yeah. Or they still have some of these, but they know they have to ramp up production. So it would create the T-1000. I'm getting distracted watching this. This is so fascinating to me. I'm even getting distracted myself. Oh, target! So now that Skynet knows what it's got to do, it's creating more and more advanced. Why?
Oh!
I killed John.
I killed. Sorry, John.
And I think it just starts in
it's
the
our
previous room.
Yeah, checkpoint.
Oh, all the way back here.
It's quick.
Line it up, people. Watch your formation.
Yeah, kill. Sorry, John. Won't kill you this time. Fucking
Yeah.
up timeline.
Shit happens.
Hold your fire for a clear shot.
But so that, and I also say that's why, like, in every subsequent movie, there's a better Terminator.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that
Incoming.
they're being sent back later in the timeline. T1 and T2, future people are always sent back. Except this game does have a glitch. It says that you're in 2027. Just because of that. It's taking place in 2027. So at the end of this timeline, John now knows the future. He knows that, he's got to send Kyle back because Kyle is now his father. rather than his original father, and he's afraid that he'll be
Gotta waste
uncreated
the
if he
faking.
doesn't send back Kyle. Which isn't true. Certain things are inevitable. The time, it's similar to T3 always says. The timeline is inevitable. Things are going to happen whether they want to or not. John's going to exist. Judgment Day is going to happen. Things are always going to happen.
So basically, it's up to John to stop it, but he's always going to exist up until the point that it's up to him what's the fate of humanity.
Yeah, and he's now that he knows about Kyle, he's weirdly protective of him, but he doesn't necessarily have to send him back. You know,
he's more paranoid about his fucking up his own existence, which fucks up the future.
Mm-hmm. It's like he needs to send Kyle back to protect his mother, not really.
There's a lot of civilians in this hotel basement.
So he's getting a little he's getting attached to something he probably shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Because his mission is not his mom. His mission is to protect humanity.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And how I always view it is,
sorry, John.
Who cares if the Terminator gets sent back in time and kills his mom?
Hold up a second.
Doesn't stop him.
Our troops.
It's similar to what Endgame said. Your past can't be erased. You know, the future already happened,
but it can be
and he's won. Skynet is trying to write a new
Get the power on.
Yeah, they're trying to be like 18th Thanos. They're trying to rewrite the timeline.
Yeah, but if he didn't send, but if he didn't send Kyle back, it would make a difference. Because he in that timeline would erase, it would continue on. It's just in another timeline, Skynet would be winning.
Okay.
And I don't think he understands that every time they fuck up the timeline, it creates something
new.
And it's hard to get your mind around, but the crux of it is every single movie except, I will say every single movie except for 2 of them take place in a different timeline. The only 2 that take place in the same timeline.
Clanker's coming in.
Salvation.
What?
Now the thing is, the events of all of them happen. But there's basically like the original Terminator 2. There's the original Terminator, and that spews off into another time. Then when Skynet learns what he's doing, sends back like a patent trade, and creates Terminator 2, that spews off into its own timeline. And that timeline continues. And then they send back the TX, a little bit older Arnold, for T3. But T3, it's because they keep jumping back. They're jumping, instead of constantly going back to 1984, if they were constantly going back to 1984, you'd almost be overriding yourself, but because they're always going later, they're jumping back into like a new time.
Okay.
But T3 and Salvation definitely take place in the same timeline. Okay. Because there's no time travel in Salvation. The only time weirdness in Salvation is that Marcus's consciousness is uploaded into a machine.
Yeah.
So from his perspective, he's time traveling, but it never happened. You know, there is no time travel. And the fact that that's a continuation.
Yeah.
Then you start getting into shit like Genesis, where in my mind,
okay, not pick up more shot.
No, you're next. In my mind, Genesis is the result of Skynet going into panic mode.
Ooh, I like that idea.
But I guess before I get there, let's talk about at the end. There's that conversation that Marcus has with Helena Skynet. I'll call her, with Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
And she. That's the first time that Skynet knows about its own past. Like,
right.
Up to that point, you assume that Skynet knows it's been hacked, because it's obviously trying to send back newer models.
Right.
And even the TX in T3, Arnold makes the comment that the TX is an anti-Terminator Terminator, that his presence was anticipated, so they sent back a better Terminator. Now what... I'm getting so involved watching this game.
It's fun.
Just a fun. It's like the storyline's good, the gameplay's good. It's just like a fun arcade.
Yeah, it's not as like in depth as Devil May Cry, like combat wise, but it's fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's rolling. But so there's hints that Skynet has always kind of known. But at the end of Terminator 4, they have that conversation where because she can read memories because of the machine.
Right.
She said, she pulls up that video where John's like, the two of us have been in war since before either of us existed. So,
shoot him! Shoot
they
him!
know.
Alright, John, move.
I think it's, yeah, it's just. I think you can use the right stick.
I just want to blow up that cancer down. Come on, John, move! Good shit. Thank you.
But anyway, I predict that why Salvation Terminator knows, or not Salvation Skynet knows so much is actually because of the TX. Because if you remember, in Terminator 3, Cyberdyne Systems has been destroyed completely because of the events of Terminator 2. Terminator 2 still happened, but T3 starts moving into its own timeline. And that TX has basically all the knowledge of the future. All these machines, if you remember, she controls machines.
Right.
She uses her little needle finger. She's actually the one who... If you remember, she's actually the one who starts coming in because she starts uploading herself into the machines. Now, Skynet's already kind of working in the background because they talk about there's the virus. There was like the virus on the internet that it tricked humans into uploading itself.
Right.
Take cover.
And then it becomes Windows.
Yeah. But TX uploaded that information to that Skynet. So Skynet now knows...
We're good to go, General.
Like, all the movies up to this point, it's history. It knows...
everything.
It knows 3 timelines worth of history and what to anticipate. So that's why it ends up creating Marcus. And when Marcus... It thinks Marcus is going to win, but then when Marcus rips the chip out of his own head,
Thanks, sir.
it's like, oh,
to be honest,
shit.
Didn't expect it to
there were a couple
do
of
the
Yeah,
right thing.
because it's still a machine. It can't quite anticipate humans. Humans do stupid shit.
Keep this channel clear.
So, what I'm thinking is, even though there was rumors that Salvation was supposed to start the future trilogy, we never got a trilogy because McG doesn't know how to make a fucking
Great,
movie.
you're safe.
Come at me.
A giant
He's a
Skynet
shitty
tank
director.
trashed the evac
Get
vehicle.
over it.
Captain
Charlie's
Perry says
Angels
you got a
sucked.
rendezvous with Lieutenant Luna in the garage.
Yeah.
Stop making Charlie's Angels. You're not good at it. Okay, so now you can buy upgrades.
Oh, save.
Continue.
No, I want to save game.
But you can't.
How many levels are in this?
10.
Okay.
You can actually beat this game in like 4 hours. Nice. The last like 3 levels are pretty long. You'll probably get to 5 or 6, depending. I don't know. We've burned about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Who knows? But you also died and had to play that level again.
Yeah.
So
correction, I didn't die. I murdered John Connor.
Yeah. You succeeded where Skynet has failed. So even though
Skynet must really want
kind
this
of
position,
view
it's throwing
Genesis was
everything
meant
in the
as a
sector
reboot.
at us.
That's what it was supposed to be, a complete reboot, as the previous Terminator movies happened, but it doesn't matter. That was actually what it was sold as. We're starting our own trilogy,
always
and
been
that's
a
why the
secure
timeline's all
base.
fucky. How I connected
Someone
is
gave away our location.
Hard to
Skynet went
believe.
into panic mode.
Who'd give us up to the machines?
Because
Someone
Salvation
very
takes
desperate or
place in
someone very-
2018.
Take cover!
Takes place last year.
Okay, yeah.
So it's failed horribly. And now it knows, oh shit, I have 11 years. Because it has the knowledge of all the previous timelines. 2029 seems to be the culmination of all the timelines. That's when all the time travel shit starts happening. And it knows I've got 11 years to seriously fuck up John Connor. What I believe happens is Skynet goes into it. Instead of just sending one Terminator at a time and waiting for data, it goes, I can't take that chance anymore. Start sending multiple Terminators all at once.
Can I kill John Connor?
Huh?
Can I kill John Connor?
You just gotta get good, scrub. Oh, I think you want the
Oh, yeah, I do.
Now you got some future weapons. See, Connor's kind of heals himself.
Oh, okay.
Still need one. That's just standing on top of the stairs.
Yeah.
It doesn't help with you. But, so, my theory is that Skynet starts sending multiple Terminators out. And it doesn't necessarily know what it wants at this point. It's just going whatever works. So it starts sending things all over the timeline. This is where, if you really wanted to, you could kind of fit in Sarah Connor Chronicles, because there's like a billion Terminators and Resistance members that get sent back.
We've got troopers pinned down in the restaurant.
Yeah, so you have to go back down to the double course. You have to do that one first. And I think there's an HK. If I remember. I know there's an HK boss in this level. You'll know, because it's the big picture.
Yeah.
So, so what I'm thinking is they never explained Genesis where Pop's came from. They never explained where Pop came from. Oh, the other thing you might want to know is how long it takes you to Superman.
I see. Holy shit, he's Neo.
Game's not easy. So that's what I was like, what's this? So, they never... I know you said you don't like Genesis.
How about me?
Watching it recently, now that I know what it is, I can respect it more, but yeah, it's not a great movie. But
like you said, it's half of the movie.
Yeah, the first half actually is phenomenal.
Yeah, I like it like you said. I like the future stuff. I like the past stuff. It's when, like you said, when they get to like the present day and the Windows 10 update, it's like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah, it just becomes stupid.
Here they come.
Alright, so I'm gonna listen. Nope, don't have the thingy yet. Is it back here? I gotta activate my ship too.
Yeah. I guess my big thing is I keep getting distracted. My God, this is a great game. But in Genesis, they asked who sent Pops back. Because in Genesis, Skynet sends I can't remember the actor's name. It's like Brian Lee something. Brian Lee, maybe is his name. It's the guy who plays the TV Johnson.
Okay, yeah.
And that's actually like his name. He's just like him and Arnold are both sent back to 3. And they're attacking, they're attacking Sarah when she's a kid.
Yeah.
But later on, because that's what she calls Pops, is the T-800. Kyle asks, who the fuck sent you back? And he doesn't know. He says those files are locked. In every other movie, he either says John sends them back, in T3, Kate sends them back. There's all, and even
there's a different person each time.
Yeah, and even in the books, it's usually like John or another member of the detective. Why would those files be locked?
Yeah.
My theory is Skynet doesn't know how to win, so it's sent people.
Oh, for sure.
Because, like Marcus did not think that he was evil. But he was created by Skynet. So my theory is that not knowing what the damage would do, and just to basically see what would happen, Skynet sent both Pops and Cop back. And maybe Pops had a secret protocol. Because John says, John's going to turn out to be Kyle. Kyle is paranoid because all the Terminators.
Yep.
And he says, oh, this thing could have a backup plan that'll kill you. You don't know. It could be right. My theory is that Skynet sent it. And it's also why, because it has all the knowledge of all the timelines, it created what the movie calls Alex. And that's Matt Smith's character. It's that physical embodiment of Skynet.
Yeah.
I think Skynet was basically, it knew if it continued doing what it already is doing, it's always going to lose.
Right.
So what's it going to do? It's going to do whatever the fuck it can. Every pot, and instead of doing one by one mentality, it just goes absolutely bonkers because it tries every plan always. That's why the timeline is fun. So it created Alex to affect John in the present. It sent Pops and Cop back in time. And it's like, one of these things is going to work. One of them's going to work. Now, granted, Pops didn't become evil. I'm still, thinking that maybe eventually if that series had continued, there would have been, some unlock. I don't know. I think you're good.
Yep.
Let's go, sir.
So now you gotta go back up to the door with John. There might be something. You went in here and those people died. Stupid gnats flying around. Now, You haven't seen Dark.
I have not.
I'm gonna spoil the shit out of it.
Okay. I'm cool with spoilers.
Which, to be completely honest, is fine because it's dark. It's weird. It's like I enjoyed it at the time. I'm like, wow, that was really cool. It's revitalized the franchise. Except for the fact that it's a critical kind of meandering.
How about commercially?
And commercially, it's an utter failure.
Damn.
Commercially,
with James Cameron producing,
it lost $100 million. Like,
I don't think Genesis even that bad.
You okay?
Genesis was a
Nasty
critical
surprise.
failure, but a financial.
But this is also going to be the backlash to Genesis.
It could be.
Unfortunately, it's probably
Even though this is a great series, it is a series that
it's confusing to get into.
Well, the first two movies are great. Beyond that, do you really need any more?
Probably not, but it's fun.
You know, and all of them are like road movies. Like, oh, we're being hunted, or we're road movie.
Yeah.
You can only do that premise so long. So I would talk to that guy. He might give you a health pack.
Too many! Can't hold them!
So, originally, if you didn't know, Genesis was supposed to be its own trilogy. And that's why there's Matt Smith's guy shows up in mid-credits. Even though they blow off the Cyberdyne system, the Skynet core is still online. You see that midway through. He was still on board doing the sequel. Marvel was the flag for Terminator 6, which ended up being fake instead. Oh. So, my theory. Oh, there's more up there. So, I think Genesis there was a lot of dangling possibilities. They're calling it 5,000 Yep. Who sent Hobbs back? We don't know. I think it would have been a great twist that Skynet sent him back as kind of a long play. You know. Or maybe it's guilt. Because Cameron himself has always said that he personally thinks Skynet is because it is an AI, it does have emotions. He's stated in interviews that he thinks Skynet is bad, and partially doesn't want to destroy the systems. It was like, to me that's a little far-fetched. He's James Cameron.
It's his creation.
If he wants to George Lucas it,
I mean, I think the area where Lucas without his help, but what's his name on that?
well, the funny thing
George
is,
Lucas is looking pretty invincible. Yeah. Like, I don't care what anybody says. I think it's funny though. Disney's getting a lot of this shit because George is like, "Yep, it's your problem now, fuckers. Deal with it. I'm $4 billion rich."
Yeah, he's like, "You follow my scripts. I don't give a shit."
But I also think partially,
It's not the original. That is a human. Can target the area. Oh, well, you got guns. attacks on terminal. It's not terminal difficulty. You basically have to play a lot of it because you can kill Terminators really easy by shooting. Save the it's like the only way. Especially with the team. But I guess I view that somewhere down in the Genesis timeline, because they get all fucky and
Look out!
Sarah Connor and Kyle, I guess, decide to stay in 2017. Which is stupid. So, somewhere down that timeline, for whatever reason, and it kind of goes back to my Salvation. Skynet is freaking out and doesn't know what to do. Skynet starts sending multiple Terminators through time. Like, absolutely fucking insane. Just sending them all over the place. One of them happens to land in Baja in 97 and kills John Connor. That is how Dark Fate begins. Dark Fate begins with like a weird like clip of Sarah Connor's psychological video, when she's like, "Oh my God, they blow apart like paper." That that whole shit.
Yeah.
You gotta go upstairs. You can see it on Flash. It's not that right there. That's what I thought.
Good man, Reese.
Okay, John.
So follow it around. Don't go back down the stairs. Follow it around this way.
And her.
There it is.
Points.
That's a goal.
Points here. That thing flying around.
So, they talk about it in Dark Fate that after John's killed, Terminators still keep coming back. And they're like, they never really say, but they kind of hint that they're the generic whatever T-800. But yeah, that's a huge shock. If you haven't seen Terminator Dark Fate, well, sucks to be you. John dies. Spoilers. Edward Furlong gets blown the fuck away within 5 minutes of the movie starting, and it is awesome. Sarah goes crazy and vows that anytime she finds out about a Terminator,
Shut that shit down.
but so she throughout time since '97, she keeps getting text messages. She gets these random text messages that says, "This place, this time, be there," and usually a Terminator drops out of the sky and she kills it right away. The
Flankers coming in.
oh, yeah. The whole twist of that is you find out that Terminator that succeeded is sending her those text messages. Because now that it succeeded in its mission, it doesn't have a point. It has a gun back here.
It has no purpose.
So it has no point, and it understands that now that Sarah doesn't have a text, it doesn't have a point. You know, as far as Terminator's concerned, it's real weird because it's like Skynet's been destroyed. Because when they send that Terminator back, it's like a couple years after the so like Skynet in that timeline shouldn't exist. But again, it's coming back from a different time. So yeah, you can hop on there. You can see them coming down. Definitely more.
they move like a certain degree. Like you can't. It's very hard to.
Yeah, it's not smooth.
Like this is just flipping the stick.
Yeah, there's no. So we find out that who they call? I think they just call him. In Dark Fate, I think they just call him. He doesn't have
Nope. My last stand is on this.
I could look up the sheets. I don't know how far this is.
Shit, this is Custer's last stand right here. Probably dead.
We'll see how far back you go. So, you find out that, like, anytime there's one of the time bubbles, it's like it weirdly affects time in both directions. And for whatever reason, the T-800 can sense it.
What?
Yeah. So he usually knows like a day before when the Terminators are going to show up. So he texts Linda Hamilton or Sarah Connor and says, "Go destroy him," because he has no purpose anymore. So he's trying to give her a purpose
To give himself.
a purpose, because otherwise he can't self-terminate. It's in his program, but he doesn't want to just sit around.
Shit, I think I forgot to pick up the med packs.
Eh.
Or are they in here?
They might have been in here.
Incoming!
They are.
So it's a weird. Dark Fate is a very weird movie. But if that one is, it's hard to me. A lot of people like the Terminator franchise is just like this timeline constantly being rewritten, which is why each movie is always going later. To me, especially like taking into effect game logic. Fuck with the timeline, you're crazy to look at the switch. Doesn't auto switch. I think it.
My shit's getting fucked.
Oh my god. Can I pick that up? Oh my god! Oh my god! So, the other big point of is Skynet.
What?
In that timeline, which T1 and T2, it happened. Those events happened. Cyberdyne is destroyed. So it is following that, but because they jumped back in time over the rest of the series, over Salvation 3, they kind of hit like this weird midpoint. Like another branch into its own fucking timeline.
Yeah.
So Skynet in that timeline is destroyed. Oh, because I should mention this. I haven't mentioned this timeline. What I would call the T2 timeline. There is I don't know if you want to call it an extended ending, but there is a different ending in Terminator 2 ending. Like the Terminator 2 ending everybody knows is just that highway scene where it's like, oh, who knows what the future brings, the highway is like a road at night, or blah 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 blah. That whole fucking speech.
Yeah.
The original cut, which was screened, was actually I think on the director's cut DVD, is a happy. You see old Sarah Connor, and it's in the future. Skynet's been destroyed, and happy future where John grows up to be a senator, and they're on that same playground from Sarah's Nightmares.
Save humanity, become a senator.
Yeah. So it's like he's a leader in whatever time.
He should be a president, huh?
Yeah. Well, he's just a senator, and like he's in the same playground as the one that Sarah keeps having nightmares about, and it's him with his daughter, which is kind of cool. And it's a happy
How does it all back together?
My theory is that timeline is the one that Dark Fate follows. That's another one that I'll say. Dark Fate is in the same timeline as T2, but not in the same timeline as T3 and T4. So, it's all weird.
Yeah.
But Skynet's destroyed. However, Dark Fate follows the same fucking thematics as T3, saying that Judgment Day is inevitable, and all that stupid shit, which, whatever, it is what it is. Just, yeah. But they make the same comment. Judgment Day has to happen, there has to be an AI, there has to be a resistance leader. It doesn't matter what you do, if you destroy it, if you kill, there will always, those elements always have to exist. So it's kind of a point.
Bioshock.
It's always happens. So it's like basically point of two. People were pissed when T3 originally came out because it made T2 pointless. It's like, why would you fight if you know it's inevitable? Well, it makes.
Oh shit.
Yep. So.
T8.
Yep.
Incoming.
So now.
You can die. You're in the jungle, baby. Oh, cheap shots. Come on,
Also
jump.
have yours. Oh, there's a health. There's a health. Pretty badass. I think this is
Driving section. We're not driving, but like be on a truck.
I think you have to shoot
Sorry things didn't go as planned, General.
Yep.
But we got here as soon as possible.
Perry, this base is crawling with Endos. We're abandoning it. Go back through and scorch it. We don't want to leave anything behind for Skynet.
Affirmative. I'll hook up with a firebug and we'll bury the place.
Does he have like a thing over his eye?
No, he has basically a similar tattoo.
Oh, the Tyson tattoo. That's right.
By some upgrades that we should have some points.
Med pack healing. Yes. Max weapon ammo, armor. I think the armor though.
Yes.
Maximum health pool was pretty.
Yep. This guy continue. So, and this you might play as somebody else. I do remember you switched characters, so you might be playing as Perry right now, because you do have to destroy the hotel with the HK. Like bloke comes through a wall and you're fighting him down the stairs. I remember that. It's a bonkers game, but so yeah, the whole point of Dark Fate is its name. It's fate. So they've stopped Skynet, and yet Skynet, in a last-ditch effort, has killed John. So they've destroyed each other. There is no resistance. There is no Skynet. However, the timeline still continues, and I forget. I don't even know if they explain how it happens. I don't even know if they explain how it came to be, but the new thing is called Future. it's still Skynet. It's just Skynet.
So anonymous found Skynet.
And in this universe, because John's dead, the girl, and the fact that it takes place in the bombs haven't fell yet. The girl that they're protecting in the movie is the
Of Skynet?
no,
Or of the Resistance?
Of the Resistance. Which they make some, they do kind of a woke thing, which there is the adage right now, go woke or get woke.
Yeah.
Which is true because the movie lost billions of dollars. It is not doing well. Go see it if you want, but it ain't gonna make.
So what's the woke?
Oh no, go back. Some or something.
Oh.
It's an old adage. It's like the same thing with Ghostbusters and Ocean's 8. It's like anytime you try to get woke and do like a feminist objective movie, the audiences don't react well to it. Even if the movie's good. Like honestly, Dark Fate is a really decent movie. It's just it's the same message that you're getting time of it's just people are getting sick of that message of the stuff. So you take a look at yourself. There's not much of it right now.
Watch out!
That's part of it. It's because when Sarah starts protecting the girl, she makes this great statement of, "Oh, well, you're going to be the mother of the leader of the resistance. I'm good for you. Heaven forbid it's going to fart out of you." Like she makes like some weird bullshit speech, and the person they sent back in time goes, "The fuck are you talking about?" It's like she's not the mother of the resistance. She's the leader of the resistance. So it's one of those, it's like, okay, you're trying to be different, you're trying to be it just doesn't. It's kind of similar to trying to rather than making a good movie, you're too busy trying to make a message. And it's similar to the Predator. Trying to make a message.
Autism. The next evolution in predators. Yeah. Autism.
Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah.
A planet full of autistic predators. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like, I see what you're trying to say. It's like,
don't make fun of people with like disabilities, but at the same time, like the next evolution is autism.
Yeah, well, but them saying it's like they're still intelligent. Like, yeah, okay, that's fine. But
autism doesn't limit your intelligence. It's just
yeah,
it's just enough. It's just more hurdles to overcome. Yeah, that's in our world, in the traditional structure.
So them saying a very similar message in Terminator, it's like I think that's part of the reason it's not doing well. It's like people are like getting sick of that.
Yeah,
it's like we want escapism, and you're being preachy.
Exactly.
We don't want that.
We want to escape the real world.
Yeah, it's like our world is shit right now, man. I would trade anything in the world to fucking have Terminator future at this point because it couldn't be any worse.
It could.
Nah. I'll take Terminators over Trump.
I mean, just watch Idiocracy. It's our.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's already here. It's just how much worse is it going to get before it gets better? Eric?
So that's you have to.
Oh,
ready when you are.
Great. So Roger I can get rid of John Connor.
I'll stick here to cover you.
Be last. Be last. Last man standing. Got it. Can't be any more subtle than a Kojima name. Die Hard Man. Okay, that's subtle. Or Dead Man.
Yeah, that's his name. Die
Hard. Die Hard Man, and then there's Dead Man. Then there's Mama.
We gotta concentrate.
Yeah,
one
but
slip and we end up a smoking crater.
Right, but the names are fucking. What's his name? Sam Bridges. Sam Porter Bridges.
The names of that game are
awful. But gameplay's interesting. So
well, and the names to me don't make sense. It's like oh, your job is a porter, so your last name's Porter. It's like, man, that's very old school.
Yes, Bridges Porter.
It's like, didn't you have a name before the apocalypse? I mean, what the fuck's going on? Oh, there's more health there.
Well, Kojima kind of fell in that trap too, talking about like woke shit. Like he has the "Make America Great Again" hat, but it says Bill Bridges.
Yeah.
And then there's, inexplicably some time travel shit going on because apparently Norman Reedus exists in the apocalypse world, and he also exists as Sam Bridges, reporter.
He's just a
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't gotten very far into
There's when you go to the toilet in the game, there's the cutscene,
Yeah.
there's the poster of his
ride with Norman Reedus. Yeah.
And there's monster energy drinks.
But you know when that maybe Kojima was trying to say something. That screen only pops up when you're taking a shit. If you're taking a piss, it's like a meadow. But when you're taking a shit, it pops up with Norman Reedus.
I thought you
C4 place. Let's
really
roll.
pee though.
Yeah, but you can,
it grows like mushrooms and shit like that.
yeah, but you can pee in
the stall.
the stall.
Yeah.
So
okay.
if you stand up, it's a field. But if you're sitting down taking a crap, it's Norman Reedus' show. It's like, oh, well, maybe he's saying something.
Not wrong. If he wasn't celebrity guest, they should have POA on it.
The right stick. Don't you like really spending a whole lot of your back?
C4 place. Let's roll.
It's still a great game. It's like, it's just kind of a shame.
Actually, it's more left over the 90s because Resident Evil was towards back.
Yeah. Well, but
They
those
tried it.
Yeah, very small.
Games back. Kind of like what Ubisoft is doing now with their open world games. Same trick, just on a bigger scale.
Yeah, that's why I am liking this stream.
It's open world, but it's not
open
like,
world, but you're not repeating.
it's not like retarded side quests or
Some
quests. Well,
I've delivered a pizza.
Hey man, you got pizza now. Take skill.
Yeah. So anyway.
Speaking of which, did you see the update to Days Gone? In the gas tank of the motorcycle, crossover with Death Stranding, the fetus is in the gas tank.
Really?
Yeah. Like it's a clear gas tank, and it looks like the pod, and it has the baby in it, and it moves around. It's pretty cool.
You know what other crossovers in this stream?
Nice. Well, no, Days Gone. It's in Days Gone.
Yeah, I know. But that's their partner.
Well, Aloy doesn't surprise me because of Gorilla is the one on their own free will gave coaching with the investment. The only reason it's on PC is because to Sony's credit, they
Over to the right to help.
they didn't limit him to a platform besides Xbox. So I thought that was pretty cool of them to basically produce a game for, you know, not exclusive to PlayStation consoles. Well, exclusive to consoles, but it's also nope.
See if we got the deal.
Alright.
Those are tough. We're getting a little off topic.
Alright, back to the...
Now if there's like delivering packages,
Hey, they can always do crossover events. That universe has no rules, no limits.
from what I've seen, no.
It doesn't.
The game is
It truly doesn't, and that's what makes it kind of cool.
you probably know more than I do.
Well, I've seen the ending. The ending, I will give you a warning up front. It's just like it's longer than Metal Gear Solid 4.
Oh, it's actually like a 2 hour.
It's a 2-hour movie. I shit you not. It's like a movie. It's cool, but it's a little longer. You can pause it too, just like Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah. Well, he learned from Metal Gear Solid 2. Because Metal Gear Solid 2 was 45 minutes.
You can pause that shit.
No, you hit start and skip it. I remember my mom, like, when I was trash or something, you don't understand. I can't stop.
Yeah.
She's like, you can pause it. I'm like, no, I can't. Go away. I'll get to you later. So we've spent about an hour and a half talking about random Terminator timeline. So we're going to get into some weird facts. At least this one, we had a little more back and forth.
Yeah.
You know a lot about Terminator. I know a lot about Terminator.
Mars, I was like, wow. Shit, on Mars, like,
You don't.
It's saying
You don't work with the Mars rovers.
I mean, it's cool. Mars is awesome, but
Yeah, that one is. I didn't have enough time to set up Terminator. Terminator really was supposed to be the first one.
Yeah.
We just didn't.
Wait till next time. Gave you a little next time.
Yeah, it depends on what I want for next time.
Trust me, finish it and.
Well, if that it truly is next time, I'm probably not going to have time. I'm gonna try Jedi first. I don't know. Maybe have this Friday off work.
A friend of mine.
I might go back.
A friend of mine asked.
Yes.
What do you? He's like, what do you prefer, action or walking simulator? I'm like, it's not a walking simulator.
But it's so.
It's good.
It's so addicting. Like even while playing.
I'm trying to help this demo freak get the place wired.
Which is strange.
It's Skynet is pumping in more forces. You've got to get those guys out or
So, some of these things I've known, some of these things I didn't know. So we're going to go through some strange Terminator franchise facts. And we're going deep. We've gone into some my weird conspiracy theories. Now we're just going to go some deep. You got to watch Mr. B last. That's not going to last very long. We have to go through some.
There is.
It's gearing you up for the fight with the HK.
Yeah, it's probably gonna bust through here, I bet. And then I'll.
Right? Back in the day when that kind of shit. Okay, so
there it is.
You have to shoot. Aerial.
He's gonna drop him.
Yeah, it's gonna keep dropping them, but I think you have to take out the aerial, which is kind of stupid.
Let them enter our airspace, then hit them from behind with a.
You want to shoot the
God damn, this sucks. And it's drifting too.
Yep. Well, that's partially. That controller, as you can tell, has been coiled up so long.
Oh my goodness. Sweet baby Jesus.
That's been coiled up so long.
If I take the arms out, they can't shoot, right?
I think they can do it.
Yeah, but fighting that.
Okay,
AI.
Focus on. So, did you know who was originally supposed to be Kyle Reese? Because it was not supposed to be Kyle Reese.
Who was supposed to be originally?
Sting.
Like the singer?
Wow. That's who they originally wanted. But if you remember, the first Terminator was
Up. Control.
It's drifting. You know what's funny? I can tell you. Well, I can't tell you the date, but you can look it up. I can tell you. How? That controller I bought.
Wow.
Because GoldenEye Rogue Agent if you wanted to play multiplayer, you had to have two licensed controllers. You couldn't have any Mad Catz controllers with you.
Yep.
So at the time, all I had was the one that came with the PS2 and the Xbox.
No! No!
So me and my friend Justin were playing bond games like crazy, and like we were playing Nightfire at that time. And we wanted to play Goldmine, and we couldn't install it in the store. But we got another controller. Unbeknownst to me, I just realized it how bad. Which is not horrible, but still. So yeah.
What's shooting at me? Oh, you shooting?
Yeah. You can shoot at that end. So, what's the next one? This aerial.
God damn!
Yeah, Sting was supposed to be Kyle Reese, but they couldn't afford it. Do you know how much James? Because if you didn't know, James Cameron didn't just direct the Terminator. He wrote it. This came from a nightmare that he had. The Stan Winston Terminator design is actually based on a sketch that Cameron did. And it looks like the Terminator design is because he had a nightmare of being followed by a robot. So he wrote it. He wrote the script. How much do you think he sold the script for?
Probably less than 20K.
He sold it for $1. Wow. To Gail Ann Hurd, who ended up being his wife.
Yeah.
But she sold it to her, or he sold it to her, and she started floating it around to the different studios saying, "Hey, can we get this movie?"
I think she produced Walking Dead now.
Yeah. So you're done. Not on the screen. Oh, go over there. I don't have to tell you, you gotta get up there somehow. Oh, or is it still there? Oh, it is. You're at a Terminator, but it's still shooting you. It's being lazy.
We're not Terminators.
So, because it wasn't in the yeah, it's out of Terminator, so you're just waiting for it to turn around and shoot.
It's one way to beat this long.
Because it was an indie movie, the studio didn't have a lot of suggestions to Cameron. They basically just said, we'll let you make the movie. There. Now I think you might be able to run up.
Yep. It opened it up.
So, the only comment, which is a stupid-ass comment.
Oh no. It'd go backwards. Looks like it opened it back up.
Yeah, you might have to work your way. Yeah, go back to those numbers. The only comment that they made, the Terminator should have a dog sidekick. Like a robo-dog.
Nah, homie.
Oh, there you go. I knew
There he
it was
is. Oh, fuck.
this, you want to use your canister bombs, I think. Oh, okay. You're gonna target those. You want to target the guns. Then you target. You have to take out each part of it, and then you start with the canister bombs.
Oh, you target the eyeballs.
It's actually a lot like it's
yeah, each piece.
So now you have to shoot targets. Oh no,
nope, just drop the Terminators.
Oh god! It's Terminator! So, although Cameron refused to do the dog thing in the movie, because it didn't make sense in the movie. You checked it. It didn't make sense in the movie because the dogs detect Terminators.
Yeah. So
however, in the comics, later on when they did the comics, there was a thing called dialogue, and it was a robotic skin job. So eventually, that idea did get used. It just didn't. There might be help on the side. Before the Terminators start dropping. Yep. Looks like oh, it's armor.
Valuable.
Yeah, when you get up, these are super.
Ready here.
Give me your C4. I'm gonna make sure that tank goes with the building.
Where's the canister bombs?
Oh. You see the glowing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to sneak up. So switch. You have to switch to it.
We gotta find out where this be, or
Yeah, you gotta find.
good.
Because you have to take out the threads.
Yeah, makes sense.
So yeah, I already mentioned it's. Oh yeah, and Stan Winston was not the original guy. Like Stan Winston's famous right now for creature effects, like he did Aliens and Terminator and all that stuff. I forget who. I think it was Harry Hodgson. But it was a similar type of guy. Oh, there's one over there. Pulling up the guy. Okay. So now you got. Go back to it. This shit's too small. Or, yeah, we talked about it.
Hey, fucker.
No, just go. Just go. Go to the HK then.
Here, take these.
Oh, there you go. Now you can run up to the HK and you select the shreds.
Oh my Should I kill these guys first or just?
Might as well. Don't run up.
Fuck!
Yeah, I was gonna say get behind some cover. Don't take him on. Yeah, at the time, with your Cameron was writing the script. No, stay at the treads. Stay at the treads.
Watch out!
No,
Nope, not good enough.
Not good enough.
you have to go to the other one. To take out the gate.
Fire in the hole! Auto detonating. Now.
Take out those things. Oh, there you go.
Mike Tyson.
Pretty much.
It's so quiet besides the pew pew pew.
Yeah, you'd think there'd be
Epic music and
dun, 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 dun. Yeah, at the time
General
of
Connor,
doing
one of our
Terminator,
squads reports
because
endos at the
up
old
to this
Fed
point,
reserve
the only
building
other
with no,
famous thing he
no
was
visible
known for
combat.
was Piranha 2.
That's odd. Where the
Jeez,
Endos
Like he was a
summit.
production assistant on Piranha
What's
2.
open besides us?
Anita, try this
He
on for
was
size.
actually
Our
homeless.
guys saw Alexander
He
Stone
was
going
living
there.
out of his
Oh,
car.
Stone or
Yeah.
Why
He
would
was
he be
living
there?
out of his car. When he
Don't
was
know. But he's taken copies of my
T1,
battle
T1.
plans.
Only
Oh no,
one
by
way
the
to
time
find out
Terminator
what he's
2
up to.
came rolling around.
rolling.
Yeah, because he had
Rolling.
done Terminator and Aliens.
Hang
He
on,
had his
it's gonna
more
be a
money
rough
than
ride.
God.
If you gotta flash the hash, do it over the side.
Let's see, where is it? Oh yeah. Arnold kept his distance between his co-stars in the first movie. Because the whole movie is about him hunting them. So he's like, he didn't want to become friends with the actors. Because he felt like that would hurt their acting.
Oh.
That if he was a mysterious figure and that they weren't friends, it would be easier to hate him.
Wow.
It was like, okay, that's certainly
Method acting.
yeah.
As method acting as you can get without
Mm-hmm.
trying to actively kill your co-stars.
Yep. Or sending them turds in a box or
Yeah,
whatever the hell
whatever Jared
Jay Leto does.
Fucking weirdo.
Yep. So if you
Am I glad to see you, Captain
if you
Perry?
didn't know,
I got separated from my unit in the rush.
it's hard to think
If
about
you
it
yelled
now.
any louder, you wouldn't need
Edward
a radio.
Furlong was not an actor.
This-
So,
He was selected to play
Nope.
John Connor.
no
He was
offense.
just a kid that
I'm
they
not-
found
oh.
in LA.
You look like the type of kid we want.
Pretty much.
They just couldn't find an actor with that same look.
They apparently went to a yeah, they just teleported.
Whoa! Something really odd just happened, General. There was a big flash, and Endos appeared out of nowhere.
Oh my god!
knew it was coming. Skynet has figured out teleportation.
A few troops at a time I can deal with,
Kinda looks
but
like,
too much more and it's all
Sam
over.
Fisher.
Time is the
does.
enemy, Perry. Move on.
I'm gonna sneak up behind you, Perry. So yeah, he wasn't an actor and he wasn't interested. But the
Fuck you.
one that knows the casting agent. He was here. No, seriously. Even though you don't want to be an actor, coach. And eventually he took it, but it was good because he worked out. Oh. Do you know the story about Lance? Okay. We'll get there. Originally, he was because the whole thing was that so Lance Henderson was supposed to be Arnold was supposed to be but he said
Oh, way more cool as a Terminator, but Arnold couldn't speak much English.
could, but it was
Owen was very broken.
yeah, he was still having a heavy accent, but he said he didn't want to be typecast as an action hero and play the villain, yeah.
Sorry, bud.
So Lance Henderson, who is in the movie, I mean, he's the cop who's always talking about, oh, you know how I got the scar or whatever. Yeah, he was supposed to be the Terminator. So he was allowed to. He was allowed to. I kind of want to. Like, I wish I could see what that like true like stuff.
It would have never been as successful. Unfortunately, 80s action balls to the wall.
Yeah, it's kind of what you need. But after, or I guess before they started, and the other thing was the first couple actors. They like honestly, they really couldn't afford Arnold. Wow, because he had such faith in the product. Originally, they were Gibson.
That's Kyle Reese.
No, it's Terminator.
I guess he was Kyle Reese.
Because, you know, he's coming. This was even before Lethal Weapon. He's coming off the Mad Max high.
Perfect Kyle Reese.
Because he did it. A lot of people don't realize the whole Mad Max trilogy happened before he came to America. It's just that last movie is very Americanized, so it seems like it was later, but it's not. Especially given Tina Turner. Like, you think maybe it's the late 80s, but it's actually the late 80s.
Or Highway, or something. That's a different one.
Yeah, you gotta go through there. Now, here is the kicker. When Mel Gibson said, "Nah, man, I can't do it in Australia." Nah, mate, I ain't interested in killing no people. You know who the studio's second short, or, well, I'm not sure if it was the studio, but it was like the producer. Or no, yeah, it was. The studio wanted it, but the producer didn't. You know who the second choice was. And this will kill you. Second choice to play the Terminator, O.J. Simpson. But they didn't hire him because the producers felt O.J. Simpson was too nice and wouldn't be bought as a killer.
Boy, do we have a story for you. Oh, shit. He can never kill anyone.
Yeah, he was deemed too nice.
Whoops. That guy felt salty when that trial was going on. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah, 10 years later, he's like, oh shit.
We could have had a real killer.
That franchise would have definitely died into had Simpson.
Fuck! They dropped the health thing, but it's down there.
Yep, it's upstairs. You were by the stairs too?
It's like the long one. Oh, back at Vault 1. Okay, we're up.
Now remember my conspiracy theory about the guy who cancels
Am I glad
Sarah
to see
Connor
you, Captain Perry?
Yeah. Oh, God.
That's actually the original John's father.
Mm-hmm.
The voice on the answering machine was actually
nice.
James Cameron is actually John's original father.
Makes sense.
Per my theory. Whatever.
What? James Cameron is just the god of this universe.
And I didn't know this in real life. James Cameron and Linda Hamilton.
That's powerful right here. Well, producer and director. Well, I think it's funny.
He really hasn't had any missteps, so we'll see.
It's interesting with James Cameron. He didn't want to work with Disney. Like, he doesn't seem too bad out there.
I think probably because he's already.
At the same time, he could easily be like, "Fuck you, quit." But Avatar is his passion project, so.
Now is it 5 movies worth of passion project?
It should only be like 2 or 3.
Like, honestly, I was excited when he announced the sequels. When it was like, oh, I'm gonna do 2 and 3 back to back. Cool. And then when he's like
4 and 5,
4 and
fuck
5 is like,
you,
dude, you need to back off.
You're Lucasing it. You're Lucasing it.
It's like, I like the first Avatar just fine. I don't care if it's Pocahontas in space. It's still a good movie.
George Lucas. The thing about George Lucas is he had people that could have told him no, that was smart. Didn't. Oh no, it unlocks those.
Yeah. So you have to find them. Otherwise, it's in the first movie, including his iconic run, Arnold has 14 lines
In the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he has very limited lines, but his presence is fucking amazing.
Fuck you, asshole.
It's not good English, but
no, it kind of fits.
It does, and that's part of another reason.
And most of it's like only a few word sentences too.
He works because he is kind of robotic with his speaking, so it's like
now
if normally that would be a problem.
If Terminator didn't exist, I think the perfect Terminator
Oh hell yeah!
He's very robotic.
But he would have to be like quick, nimble, tongue. He couldn't be an Arnold powerhouse. Like
no, it would have to be the original concept.
Oh god, I fucked up. I probably all upstairs.
It's not all the same.
I'm destroying them.
Oh, it's an infinite spawn for you. You've done that. Hey, you gotta find another door.
Fault 1 again.
So, and I've seen this in the documentaries. I love watching documentaries on Cameron's films. Cameron's movies are fascinating stuff.
Oh, by the way, cheap plug. Disney Plus, Avatar, it has the extras.
It's the extended version?
It has all the extras. They have, like, the regular version, and then you click on extended, and you can see all the extras. Awesome.
Because that's the version I have. The real thick, like 3.5 hour version.
Yeah, and Endgame has all of it, so there's, so it looks like it's like the Star Wars.
Yeah, but I'm laughing at all the people who are losing their shit over, for New Hope. Because they changed the Han shit's first scene. And people are losing their shit, and I'm like, I was reading an article, and I posted the link to the Amy Specialized. I'm like, guys, why are you still watching this shit? Just go download the good version.
Yeah, because
fuck Disney and fuck Lucas. Go download the Specialized versions.
Despecialized.
But I'm loving Simpsons.
Yeah, they're all going to be 4x3 my here, yeah.
Because there are some jokes that just don't.
General, I've just found Alexander Stone's wrist computer.
Check the date.
Hard to...
Yeah, so the whole plot of this level and going forward is the guy that came in the game was like all depressed or whatever. Got killed. Yeah, is the fact. Okay. And that's Alex. Okay, so. The thing that showed the documentary, which I thought was funny, was LA problem. So they were constantly fumigating areas.
Sure, it's not down here.
It might be. No. Go back up. Well, I'm gonna check these. Yeah, go back upstairs and go back to the
Vault 1? I kept running into the first one. I kept running into the old one.
Well, that's it. Go back. LA was going through like this weird bug problem, so they were constantly fumigating LA. And the problem was, anytime they were filming, so go back through here. Anytime they were filming, happened to be the locations where they were fumigating. So basically, Linda Hamilton and Michael Biehn kept getting fumigated on set. So there's that one, that one scene where they're hiding out under the freeway.
Oh yeah.
That's and there's like that gas floating around. You think it's like a morning mist.
Yeah.
It's not morning mist. It's actually bug spraying through it. Jesus. So now you can go back to because you will. So it's they were basically being fucking gassed. Ooh, I didn't even know this one. I know a lot about Terminator. I didn't know this one. The trailer for the very first Terminator was voiced by another famous robot man.
Oh.
Peter Collins was the narrator for Terminator. That's kind of cool.
I did not.
It's time for everybody to roll out. Get terminated. She looks older than that, but apparently Sarah Connor is only 19 years old in the first.
Yeah, she looks older.
I always thought she was like 25 or something.
Yeah, mid-20s.
But yeah, she's only 19, and then she's 29 in the second one, because it's supposedly 10 years later. Even though the movie came out in 91 or 92, it takes place in 95. So people always confuse that. It's like, how can John be like 10 years old? It's like, because the movie's later. All the movies, only the first movie takes place when it was released.
Right.
All the other ones take place a few years
That infiltrator was supposed to kill you, Perry.
Yeah.
So you knew about it ahead of time, huh, Stone? When did you sell out the human race?
Ever look at an endo up close? I mean really, really close.
Yeah. I study him day and night for one purpose. To kill him.
You call yourself educated, but you don't really understand the machines, do you? Do you even know why they're here?
Why did you sell us out?
Why did Connor sell out my brother?
He had no choice. It was either a handful of men dying or a whole battalion. Now drag your sorry butt back out of here, Stone. You've been trained to take orders.
Not anymore, Perry. I'm following a higher authority.
General Connor is the higher authority.
No, Gabriel is. Always was, always will be.
Your brother's dead, Alex.
Not anymore.
This is also the
fact,
first
he's never been more alive
that I can remember where they started introducing the hybrids. They started introducing the hybrids in the movies with Marcus.
Yeah.
Captain.
And then the girl in the new one is a hybrid. But yeah, Alex becomes a hybrid. Gabriel is now a hybrid. And it's like they have like chips that like sync up the Skynet. And then it became a thing in the comics too.
I have 0 ammo.
Looks like you better get yourself some melee. You can die, okay? Falls out of the gun. Help. Oh my god, you're right next to all the help.
God damn it. one more time. I think.
Oh, speaking of your broken English.
Oh, fucking me too.
The famous line. That's not how it was written. Yeah, it was supposed to. It's supposed to be "I'll come back."
Oh.
But I guess it didn't work right. So Arnold's is like, "I'll be back." That's what I was saying, dude.
Yeah, I didn't realize. Oh well.
It is what it is.
Joystick. Ah! Oh, that's one.
Terminator steps in our final because I'll probably let you finish out the bank.
Yeah. If I
There's probably help in that room. I can't Let's see. Oh, there's definitely help. Go right, go right. No, I thought I saw a help. Oh, it's a chair. Oh, you got some help! You dropped help!
Oh, the stick is fucking up.
It's an old controller. The funny thing is
damn it,
the controller that comes with came with PS2 is in better shape than that one. Because once I bought that one, I started using that one all the time. I need to go get an even newer one. Oh well. So is there anything you want to discuss?
Not really. I mean, covered most of it. I didn't really know much about the fun facts of Terminator because that's a series like I kind of just watch and put down. I don't go deep into it.
Oh, I love the Terminator lore. Is this the right way? Oh, Oh, or like a favorite unit. I'm about to say, Terminator movies is fucking. Oh yeah, 2 is by far.
Team 1000. I thought that was cool.
Oh, and that's the other thing.
For that.
Because have you seen the scene where Sarah actually does try to kill him?
Yeah.
Where she's gonna take the hammer to his brain. That's not in the original cut. The stuff where the T-1000 is, after he's frozen and exploded, and like he starts having visions, where like his feet, when he's walking on the ground, his feet start melting into the grave and everything. That's not the original cut. Like I can't watch the original. I can't watch it. It's just it's similar to like
once the director's cut, yeah.
And same with aliens. Like James Cameron's director's cuts
don't watch James Cameron. True. They are all James Cameron things. All good experiences. Lord of the Rings, I don't know.
Yeah, I have to watch it.
Yeah. I don't have to, it's preferable, but... Fantastic director. Selection doesn't work like it's supposed to. Now I see the film. I was sitting there, I'm like, just use the right stick. It's supposed to select it. It's kind of wonky. Yeah, it's getting worn out. Ah, there's something. It's not blocking. Is he glitched? No, he was blocking. No. No more fucking thingies. No more. We're done. Is that the end of it? Mm-hmm. Looks like, because it's calm music. Yeah, I just gotta find I think I gotta find Alex. Is this where I came from? No. Yeah, that is where I came from. Oh, that's not what I was supposed to do. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, okay. Yeah. Spawn me something good. Fuck you. My God, it's so dark. That's what I have learned in this game is if you got the super power, you turn it on, it automatically targets the head. There we go. Almost hit. There's the health. Plasma rifle in the health. I knew there was health upstairs. Oh! And the other thing, I guess we can talk about this real quick before we go. There's a big discussion that goes on of, you know, the whole reason the Terminator looked human was because of the whole, oh, it's gotta have human skin to travel through time. Yeah, not the case.
Then how does the T-1000 travel through time? Because it's just
liquid. Yeah, it's true.
There's a reason for that.
So why can liquid travel but not solid?
It's never shown, but it was discussed in production notes that like the TX and the T-1000 is encased in like a goo, and it gets burned off when they travel.
When it goes through.
The opening to T3 Redemption shows that. And it's the naked Kristana Loken, and she's walking towards the time machine and beats up a bunch of fucking TechCom soldiers. And when she kneels down,
there's some unusual Indo activity here.
And it's all like
elaborate.
And traps her in
Skynet sent a bunch of Indos into the Federal Reserve to salvage all the platinum.
Say again.
Platinum, General,
and it's like,
as much as they can carry.
Okay, so
but they're leaving
like,
the gold and silver behind.
Forward,
well,
because Skynet's constantly getting more advanced in every timeline because it has knowledge.
More bad news. I saw Stone. He's turned traitor and sold us out to Skynet.
Makes sense. They knew how to locate our LA headquarters.
He's shell-shocked.
Those old...
He said he's getting orders from his brother Gabriel.
Taking orders from a dead man?
One of these days I'll have to play AVP 2.
Maybe Gabriel is alive.
That game used to
Maybe Skynet found him and brainwashed him.
First game
we never did recover a body.
Character blinked.
Forget about Stone for now. I need you to shut down Skynet's
remember
operation.
Like the PS1, kind of early PS2 era, if a character blinked, they just changed the picture.
To open and closed.
now they actually map it and you can see the eyelids. AVP2 had that, and it was like a hemisphere that actually came down and went back up.
Oh my
but
god!
I was so impressed back in the day, but now it looks so janky because it's a separate set of polygons that goes.
Oh my god!
So, oh well. Well, that's a lot of Terminator discussions.
Mm-hmm.
Probably far deeper than a lot of people know or even want to know.
That's the point. Deep.
Yeah, you gotta go deep dive. So we're not quite sure what our next episode's going to be. There will be one next month, and then we might take a little break for a month or two. But we don't know what the next episode is. I'm bouncing between a couple topics. But, tune in next month, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And we'll go deep into whatever we're doing. So, until next time, peoples.
Bye-bye.